Hi, this is Utkarsh from Silence and Stories, and in this video we're gonna talk about my go-to GoPro mount setup on the helmet whenever I'm riding to get all the shots from my helmet. And we're gonna talk a little bit about this setup and hopefully what's a short video, and I hope that this helps you, so stick around. Now we're gonna be talking about this particular GoPro mount on my new Bell MX9 Adventure helmet, but this is pretty much the same position and the same mount that I've been using on my last Laser Rafale helmet. It was the same position essentially because that was a street helmet and that was more round in nature, so it was easier to mount such a mount on that helmet. But anyway, so we'll be taking the example of this particular helmet for now. Now, whenever you purchase a GoPro, you will get one of these GoPro curved adhesive mounts with them. So essentially it's just that. That's the first thing you need. You need some M-seal, and that's it, just to get this mount stuck here. And I'll tell you what's the beauty of this mount. Now, a lot of people like their mounts to be dead in the center, and a lot of people like using mounts like Telesin chin mounts, if I'm not wrong. Of course, there is the advantage that you do not have to stick anything onto your helmet. I do not like that for two reasons. Number one, you can't really close your visor all the way down. There'll always be this kind of a space because of the straps that are running inside the helmet from in front. And second, I just don't like the idea that there are gonna be loose straps inside furling when air comes right through the vents, and they're gonna be hitting my mouth, because right now there's not a lot of space between my mouth and the front air vent anyway. So yeah, I mean, for people who like to do that, you can skip this video. But people essentially who are looking forward to sticking something onto their helmet and are thinking what's the right position for it, this is it. Number one, you always have to find sort of a middle ground between the front of your helmet and exactly the point where your visor ends. Now, as you can see, this is that point, and you can always stick it right in the dead center. My helmet did not allow me to do that because there are strong geometric indent lines going across the helmet, so I had to find a nice curved area where I could stick it. Now that's the most important thing. You have to find a nice curved area. For any such places where there are gaps, you can always use an M-seal. So I'll tell you the process of sticking it first. When you take out the plastic cover of the 3M tape behind this mount, try to use a hair dryer to heat the adhesive first. That's it. Heat it for about 30 to 40 seconds and that's fine. Stick it to the helmet. Do not stick it and remove it and think about, oh, I stuck it wrongly. And do not do all of those things. Stick it right at the first go, and as soon as you're done, just press it for 2-3 minutes and you'll be done. There are plenty of videos around YouTube that can help you with that, so I'm not gonna go into much detail around that. Then take equal portions of the two sealants that are provided in M-seal, mix them together, and then finally make like a 2 or 3 mm thick paste around that adhesive mount. Make sure it's touching the base of the helmet as well, and whenever there are such grooves like this, I always try to send a little bit of M-seal inside so that it sticks properly, in case the adhesive of the mount itself hasn't stuck to those places. Now once you're done with all of that, let's come to the main idea of doing this. Now a lot of people stick it here. If you have a street helmet, you can stick it here, etc. But I'm going to tell you why I don't do that. Now the main advantage of having a GoPro mount here is that this serves you two purposes. Now number one, in case you are an old school rider and you like your shots to be by the side of your helmet, which I think is a really cool shot for a lot of situations where you're riding through dirt trails or just a gravel mountain road. This is a really nice mount setup that I've made. This can go backwards, right? You do not need to stick another mount here for that. This mount serves that purpose, number one. Now the second shot that you can get from the same mount is this shot. You can always get these shots as well. Now I've of course made sure that I make a mount from arms and extensions that reaches dead center of the air vent. So the GoPro lens is usually towards the left side of the case, and I make sure that the center of the lens is at the center of the helmet. The basic idea of using an adhesive mount here right in the center of these two positions is that you can make extensions for this side as well as the front, so you do not really have to essentially stick two of such mounts on your helmet, one for here, one for here, which I've seen a lot of people do. You can essentially use this mount for multiple positions. You can also use just a direct small mount here, essentially like this, and it can get a side, like a in between side shot of the helmet as well. Because of the kind of helmet I sort of ride with these days, I've made these arms custom to my helmet. You can always find such curved arms and fancy extensions, 90-degree extensions, and all this jazz on Amazon and GoPro mounts. So the idea of doing this video is to show that this is essentially how you can run an entirely neat helmet which does not look cluttered at all and full of mounts with just one adhesive mount. And I trust this more than any other strap mount in the world because this is not gonna go anywhere. In my last helmet that I had a major crash as the GoPro was mounted precisely on such a position which was facing here, and nothing came off. The GoPro did not go flying off, the arms did not go flying off, this did not come out. So I have had first time experience of how solid such an adhesive mount really is. That's about it. I mean, I'm running a really neat mic setup inside as well, so if you want me to do another video for the entire setup of audio and how I get video, I can do that. But essentially this was a short video telling you of how you can stick one mount and take multiple shots from your helmet without ruining the sanctity of your helmet by sticking countless useless adhesive mounts to your helmet. One adhesive mount that does it all. That's essentially the motto of how I ride and how I travel. It should always be functional. Whatever gear you choose should always be functional. Whatever bike you ride should always be functional. Whatever place you're going to should always suit you. And yeah, let's cut it here. On a nice sunny day while I'm camping here in a beautiful village of Uttarakhand. This is Utkarsh, and I hope you've liked what you've seen. I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any comments, ask me in the comment section. Drop me a message on Instagram, whatever. And yeah, I mean, this is it. Catch you around next time.